encourages or welcomes kind of the leadership quality of my character, and I try my best to match that with Sky. I try my best even to match that with AC, as kind of veterans of the team. And I want to be able to continue to do that while still being myself. And I'd have to say that that's something that Noelle said very early on. That's something that she continues to impart upon me, is just be you, and not having to necessarily hold as many roles as I have in the past. And that's a big reason why I love this organization, is because of the people like Noelle and our coach. We have an amazing GM in Talisa. We have amazing ownership. I preached this last year and it still stands. This organization, we want to be able to match on the court what's upstairs. And Noelle, having them support her is something that has been really big for me, and the staff that she has as well in her own coaching staff and the team that they put together. I want to be able to match that in the locker room, and I haven't ever felt as supportive as I have being here in Seattle from that front.
And I think this is probably part of the answer you just said, but my question is just how are you able to balance, the internal in terms of what's happening with the Storm and then everything else that you do as a leader and representing WNBA in your country? I mean, just how do you balance that? Well, I mean your homeland. Your homeland.
I understand what you're asking. So for me, I actually kind of had this conversation, at least publicly for the first time, with my sister. She was hosting a show, and it all kind of started it started in 2016 when I was first elected as president, and then 2020 was really where I saw kind of like the culmination of a lot of what that leadership could bring. A lot of times when I enter into a role or when there's a new responsibility, I dive into it. I make sure that I'm doing my best. I don't know everything that's going on, but I try to make sure that I'm giving it my all. And that to me really culminated in 2020. And from then on, it was this negotiation with myself and trying to figure out how I can still be that leader off the court, but still be me on the court. And, I might also still be a leader on the court, but I'm a competitor first, And that balance came with a lot of grace, a lot of overcorrection, a lot of kind of reassessing, the amount of time I was doing certain things. I can still be fully myself. I can still lean into all the things that I am and all the roles that I hold without sacrificing what fills me up. And I think I've reached a point now, especially after last year, kind of putting myself first and making a decision for myself. I've reached that point now where I really don't care what people think. When it comes to being Nneka or Nnekadi, but when I am the president of the PA, I care about what 156 women think. When it comes to being whatever else that I am, I care about what that role brings. And right now, I'm in Seattle. I've signed for a second year. I'm entering my 14th season, and I care about winning. I care about culture, and that's how I've figured out how to balance things, being who I am where I'm at. So when I'm on the court, I'm a 9-time All-Star.
Thank you.
Hey, and like you talked about the
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's building off of last year. Personally, I made a career change, and this is my second year now in Seattle, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I'm glad that I'm able to come back and to continue to make this my new home and play with players that I want to play with, namely Sky, Gabby, Ezzy. Of course, we have a lot of returners. We have a lot of new faces. But for me, it's a reunion of sorts as well, because a lot of the people that we acquired in free agency I've already played with. So it's kind of great to be reunited with old teammates in a new organization that has this championship legacy and quality about it, and we want to be able to continue to uphold that.